Good morning to everyone at today's public hearing of the Vetting Commission, established under Law Number 65 of the year 2023, on the external evaluation of judges and candidates for judges of the Supreme Court of Justice. I'm Scott Bales, the chair of Panel B of the Commission, and I declare this session open. The hearing is being conducted under Law Number 252 of the year 2023 on the external evaluation of judges and prosecutors and amending some normative acts, and also under the Commission's rules of organization and functioning as part of the evaluation process. The subject of today's hearing is Marcel Juganari, a judge of the Central Court of Appeal, previously the Chișinău Court of Appeals. Judge, welcome.
Hello, thank you.
I'm joined by two other panel members. To my right is Commission Member Willem Brouwer, and to my left is Commission Member Iurie Gațcan. The panel is also assisted by members of its secretariat, and you may notice in the room some members of the public or the media. The photographer will take pictures briefly just at the start of the session. The hearing is being conducted with interpretation between Romanian and English. To allow for accurate interpretation, I ask everyone to speak slowly and clearly. Only one person should speak at a time. Furthermore, the proceedings are being recorded. The recordings of the public hearings generally will be available online at the Commission's website, www.vettingmd.eu, within 3 days after the hearing. During the hearing, one or more members of the panel may ask you questions. Please answer truthfully and completely. Your answers are important to our assessment whether you have met the criteria for ethical and financial integrity. At the end of the hearing, Judge, you'll be allowed to make a brief closing statement if you desire. In posing questions, we will take into account your privacy and, where appropriate and possible, the privacy of other persons and family members. So we will avoid referring to things like specific ID numbers, street addresses, and so forth. We would ask you to do the same, again, to protect privacy. I will begin by briefly reviewing the evaluation process for Judge Juganari. The Commission began its evaluation on April 11th, 2024 by sending the judge by email and notifying the judge by email and asking him to complete and return an ethics questionnaire and the 5-year declaration required by Law Number 252. The judge returned the completed declarations and questionnaire on April 30th, 2024. As part of evaluating a subject's ethical and financial integrity, the Commission also obtains information from many other sources, such as the National Integrity Authority, the State Fiscal Service, the General Inspectorate of the Border Police, other public institutions, financial institutions, and open sources. The Commission assesses information that it obtains for its relevance and reliability. Between October 2024 and January of this year, the Commission asked Judge Juganari several additional rounds of questions to clarify certain matters. Ultimately, we asked 4 rounds of follow-up questions, and the judge provided answers and documents in response. On January 24th, 2025, we notified Judge Juganari that the panel had identified some areas of doubt about his compliance with the ethical criteria and invited him to attend today's hearing. Judge, first, do you wish to make any corrections or additions to the answers that you've previously provided to the request for information?
Yes. The Commission will decide how relevant it is. I'd like to refer to point 4 of the questionnaire sent on 11 April 2024. I was asked if me and my family members have the citizenship of a different state. I said no, because back then it was true. But at the end of October 2024, I was informed by the Romanian National Authority for Citizenship that my request for obtaining a Romanian citizenship was accepted, I took an oath at the consulate of Romania recently. Currently, I don't have an ID or a passport as a Romanian citizen, but in February I will obtain the certificate, the birth certificate of Romania.
Thank you, and I understand that means you'll have dual citizenship in Romania and Moldova, correct?
Da, corect.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, thank you for that clarification. Apart from that change, are your answers that you provided on April 30th, 2024 to the ethics questionnaire and in the declarations, are they still otherwise accurate?
I confirm they are accurate as of today.
Okay. Well, then we will turn to some other issues, and Commission Member Brouwer will begin the questions.
Good morning, Judge Juganari. As you have seen, you have received this hearing notice. You have it in Romanian, I believe. And excuse me. You've seen that the Commission has notified 3 cases of your hand that you adjudicate. That in those cases your brother-in-law was a party. The first 2 cases were before you were married to your present wife, and the third case was 14 March 2019, and you were married to the sister of this defendant, your brother-in-law. What puzzles me, we don't need to tell about the case. I know parties didn't appear, and the subject of the case, the death stamp money, was paid, so it was not an issue anymore, and you ruled on it. But what strikes me in this, didn't you see any reason to recuse yourself in this case?
About these 3 cases, indeed, one is from 2016 that was sent back. Another 2 cases were as well, but back then I didn't know my current brother-in-law.
I interrupt you. I'm only interested in the case of 2019. The other 2 are no issues.
If I may, I'd like to provide more details about this case. This case was given to me on for May 2018. I didn't know my brother-in-law. I didn't know that he was the founder of that company. So I had no ground to self-recuse from examining the judge. The court hearing, the first court hearing, was held on 28th of September, if I'm not wrong, and only the representative of the plaintiff was present and mentioned that the debt of 280,000 lei was paid by the company of the plaintiff, and the request was only for those 6,000 lei, remaining 6,000. The second hearing was delayed at the request of the defendant, and the next hearing, the prosecutor requested for the witnesses to be heard. I heard the witnesses, and In the end, the hearing was again postponed. In the hearing in March, nor the representative of the defendant or of the plaintiff came to the hearing, but the Chancellery attached to the case a payment order for the state tax and also for the repayment of the damages. I found out that the parties solved the issue amicably. The debt has been paid fully. The representative of the plaintiff was informed about the date and hour of the hearing, but they did not come, so I assumed that they didn't have any interest in this case, and I decided to dismiss it.
Just one question in between. At that moment, you were already married to your present wife, huh? And you knew your brother-in-law. Did you know at that moment that it was the company of your brother-in-law?
Da.
No?
Yes.
Okay. Please go on.
Dar întrucât era situația că datoria deja nu mai exista, am decis scoaterea cererii de pe rol, am considerat că prin scoaterea cererii de pe rol nu vor fi afectate.
I don't hear any translation.
I decided to dismiss the case.
Okay, please go on.
Da, deci am decis că nu vor fi afectate nici într-un fel interesele reclamantului.
And the interests of the plaintiff will not be damaged.
Concluzia mea se confirmă inclusiv prin faptul că din martie 2019
since March 2019 and up until now, the plaintiff did not request for the case to be open again or any other proceedings.
Okay, thank you. Would you take up a case of your brother-in-law again?
No.
No.
It's the only answer you can give. Yes.
Am vrut doar să adaug că dacă
I just wanted to add that if that dispute would have continued, I would have recused myself.
Okay, thank you. I'm done.
Domnul Juganari,
Mr. Juganari, I have one
În afară
question
de
for you.
informațiile care vi s-au
Besides
prezentat
the
acest caz
information
în nota de
presented to you in the hearing
în care
notice,
dumneavoastră ați mai examinat careva
did
cauze
you
în care a
examine
figurat
any other
rudele
case
dumneavoastră ca
involving
părți,
your relatives as
companiile
parties
acestora?
or their
Sunt doar
companies?
cauzurile date.
No,
Doar aceste
only these cases, yes?
Mulțumesc.
Yes, only these 3 cases. Thank you.
Well, Judge Juganari, that brings us to the end of the hearing. Would you like to say anything else before we conclude the session?
Eu vreau să mulțumesc
I want to thank the Commission and the Commission members for providing me this time to provide explanations on the doubts identified by the Commission members. I hope that the explanations given by me eliminated your doubts. I suppose that this process, the vetting process, will increase citizens' trust in the delivery of justice and in the judges working in this country. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the answers you provided today and in your previous responses to the questions by the Commission. After the hearing, the panel will approve an evaluation report stating its conclusion whether the subject meets the criteria for ethical and financial integrity under Law 252. The panel will strive to complete and approve its evaluation report and announce its conclusion as soon as possible. The hearing is now closed, and we wish everyone a good day. Thank you.
Vă mulțumesc, la revedere.
Thank you. Goodbye.